Coming up on this week's Towncast Pembroke, we've got a festive food special. We've got a look at when did the snow come that early. We'll have a look at some memories about what snow did in the past. We'll have a chat about what song makes Pembroke sing, and then we'll have a look forward to New Year. All of that, all the usual stuff coming up on Towncast Pembroke. Hello and welcome back to this week's Pembroke Towncast. With me, Lee G, as always. Wow, what a couple of weeks the weather has delivered, isn't it? Yeah. It just I warned I'm gonna blow my own trumpet here now because I put a post out on Sunday night. I watched Country File, and they do like um the weekly forecast, and yeah, on there you could see that there was some stuff coming. Then there was some stuff on the internet, say, and you can never really truly trust the stuff on the internet. But the pages I were looking at were had been quite accurate in the past. Um, so yeah, what an insane week. And the bit I liked was the comment on a page that went, "Well, this isn't global warming, is it?" Um, and after having a couple of back and forth interactions with that person, there's only a certain level of stupidity you can argue with. If you can't see how um, melting ice caps creates more moisture in the air, creates more events like this, then yeah, quite honestly, you deserve it. So yeah, we will come back to snow and what have you in our memory section. But first thing we're going to do, we're going to have a look at. So last week we did, or the week before last, we did Christmas events. So we've still got lots of Christmas events. Some of them have started. Some of the Christmas fairs have started. So the weekend just gone was Greenacres Fair in the town hall. Obviously, this weekend coming is the main event. Is the big Christmas fair at Pembroke Castle. So, but loads of other stuff going on, and still lots of stuff being added as well. So, if there is anything that you think, oh, we everyone should know about that, by all means, tag me in it, and I'll keep sharing it as best I can on that. So this week we said we'd do the Christmas menu guide. So let's go and do that. So this is our uh, basically what I've done is I've gone through mainly Facebook. I have to say it's mainly Facebook, and kind of just looked for all the usual suspects, plus a couple of others that you might not have expected. But these are Christmas menus. Now there are a whole load of others that are not doing Christmas menus. They've just got their winter menu and things like that. Places like Stackpole Inn, for example, as doing their Christmas menu. Jack's at Fresh East. So lots of places like that just doing a Christmas menu, not doing a Christmas menu, but just doing their normal winter menu, which is still great. But these are dedicated Christmas menus that I'm going to share with you now. So first one, I have to say, already been and sampled. So this is my favorite place. And why is it the favorite place? Because there's two of them. There's actually three of them, but the third one is in Nayland. So we've got one in Martha's Kitchen in the Colchester Garden Centre. We've got the potting shed in the Malabir Garden Centre, and then the one in Nayland is in the Honeyborough uh, Garden Centre there. I haven't been to the Honeyborough one, but these ones are fantastic. Now, what I'm going to try and do as we talk through is just pick out some things on the menu that sound absolutely cracking. So you might be able to see. I mean, this is a photo of the menu, which doesn't always come out. You'll see the other ones. If I just scroll down quickly, you'll see the other one. That's a bit more easy to read and what have you. So, but so this is just a photo of it because they haven't got the menu up. But what I will say on this, okay, so if you're going to Martha's, Christmas loaded fries, okay, is the absolute bees. That I think last year I went back 5 times. Okay. It was so my kids, I got two of my boys away in university. One of them came home, right, let's take you for a treat. Where are we going? Martha's Fries, lovely jubbly. Second one came home like 2 or 3 days later. Where are we going? Right out to there. Daughter finished school. Right, where are we going? We're going to Martha's Loaded Fries, lovely jubbly. Any excuse to go from there, absolutely ding dong. So yeah, it's basically basket of fries, stuffing, cranberry sauce, pigs in blanket, bits of turkey, a really thick gravy over the top as well. It is just minted. Um, and also, okay, so I haven't got the drinks menu on this, but this year they've got oh, what's it? Eggnog latte. Now I'm a latte drinker, so I will it's hard to find the right kind of syrup and the right level of syrup because it depends what you've just eaten or what you're about to eat. So I'll tend to have the latte first just so you can test and see whether it's the right kind of level or not. The eggnog latte, which I haven't seen anywhere else before, and don't really know. I've made eggnog myself before, but I was too leathered by the end. I think I put too much brandy in it, but I was too leathered by the end of it to remember what it tasted like. But the eggnog latte, absolutely ding dong. So that's my recommendation if you're heading out to Martha's or to the Potting Shed or to Nayland, then that's the thing to buy for me. Waterman's Arms, obviously. Now, the thing I like about the Waterman's Arms is the otter. So there's a bit of you know, we can't tell what sex the otter is. We assume that the one swimming with its baby is the mum because that's normal. What do you call the mum? Well, you can't. But they put out loads of posts about the otter as much as I do, and they like watching it as much as I do because they've got that little area over the water, and you still see people this time of year stood out on there with a cup of coffee, just watching the world go by, and it is nice. It is nice. So on the menu, this is the Christmas menu. Waterman's Arms. Obviously, you need to book. Um, Everything that you would normally expect to be on there. Um, Chestnut and parsnip soup sounds lovely as a starter. Prawn cocktail, champagne and orange infused smoked salmon, usual sort of thing. The bit I like on here is this festive burger, turkey burger with bacon, brie, and cranberry served with roast potatoes and gravy. That to me is, if you're going to go, that to me is the bit that sounds absolutely bang on with that. Um, Booking and pre-orders are essential, particularly if you're going in a party. I think that's pretty much the same with all of these at the minute. My experience of um, even nipping out for lunch nowadays is everywhere is busy. Everywhere is busy. I was in Carmarthen over the weekend. Carmarthen really, really busy. Um, Same for us in Pembroke. So if you are thinking of going, particularly if you're going in a group of more than two, I would book ahead just to make sure on that. And if you did want to book ahead, telephone number. I said this is on their Facebook page, but the telephone number and email address is there. I would say telephone because email gets picked up as and when, so you never know on that. Staying in Pembroke then. So this is Cromwell's. Um, I bit of a fan of cocktails. I am a bit of a fan of cocktails, so I am going to pop in at some point and sample of it. I mean, purely for market research purposes. It's all about the pod. It's all about bringing something back to the pod, but we can say this is great and all of that. But yeah, some cracking juices there. Based around Christmas. I do like the sound of the Three Kings. I'll be honest with you. So that just so you got liquor 43. Don't know what that is. Vanilla vodka, cranberry juice, pineapple juice, lemon juice, and you've got the recipe for it there as well if you want to make it at home, which is cracking. So yeah, Frosty the Snowman as well. Anything, I just think stuff like that. Embrace the season, go with it. That's great. So, what have they got for Christmas menus then? Again, the usual stuff. So I'm just going to assume that turkey roast is turkey roast. We all know what that is. So you got turkey roast, slow beef roast, nut roast, and then sea bass as well. So pretty standard stuff on that, but you know what you're going to get. There's no risk of anyone not enjoying that on there. Um, Desserts then. Now this is where it gets sexy, okay? Because I'm a big fan of Mexican food as well. Churros are traditional Mexican food. Um, Really, really nice. I had a churros making kit one year, and I just spent one day over Christmas making churros, and I think it lasted about 2 weeks. We were absolutely stuffed. If you've never tried them, go and have a go because it's almost like um, if you imagine a donut, it's a donut kind of thing, only it's not a donut. It's shaped like a sausage. That's what the traditional one is. So it's shaped like a sausage, but it's not sausage. It's like a star-shaped sausage. And then the outside bits of the star, the points of the star, because it's deep fried, you then get kind of crispy. So you get crispy and then a soft and then a dough inside, and then you dip it in. Normally, you would dip it in flavored sugar or chocolate. Absolutely ding dong on that. So lots to be looking forward to there at Cromwell's. So Cafe Rose haven't actually got a Christmas menu, but I was thinking if I'm heading to the castle this weekend, then I'm going to want to make sure that I've got a good breakfast inside me. Um, that's the breakfast at Cafe Rose. They haven't got a menu that I can show you necessarily there, but that looks well tidy to me. You might. It's going to be a very expensive weekend, isn't it? This weekend. A couple of other bits that you might or may not know about. So this is Buddy's Bakes. So Buddy's Bakes are kind of opposite the cross swords, just down a bit from the home at home. So just down a little bit from there. They got there. So it's a bakery. Um, they're quite open and honest about this, that they're CBD friendly. And it's all legal and above board and all of that kind of stuff. But they do lots of stuff for people that have got allergies and lots of different flavors and things like that. They also do a wreath bake as well. So lots of stuff like that that you can find in there. They've got 5 or 6 pages worth of festive menu. So again, go onto their Facebook page, Buddy Bakes, um, well worth having a look and seeing what they've got available and seeing if there's something there that is going to be good for you. So, last one in Pembroke Town itself, then is so this is Will's. It used to be Williams, who is Will's. Lots of different things on there. So again, so a slight kind of tweak on loaded Christmas fries. Here we've got loaded roasties. Now, I haven't tried loaded roasties before, but like I said, given the experience of loaded fries, this to me just sounds ding dong. So, turkey stuffing, pigs a blanket, cheesy leeks, gravy, and cranberry sauce. I mean, it's going to be a long, expensive Christmas, isn't it? So other things available in there. We've got the crispy kringle. We've got the Christmas stacker, which is a big hefty old burger. The Blitzenburger, um, uh, happy cheese burger. Lots of stuff in there that just sounds really, really nice. And what have we got in terms of drinks? Well, see, again, now you can't go far wrong with it. So you've got your mint hot chocolate, but then you've got your boozy mint hot chocolate. So you can have one, the kids can have one, and you're both kind of having the same. Um, Bailey's and coffee, Bailey's hot chocolate, always a winner. If you are going to the castle this weekend, you will be. offered Bailey's hot chocolate and Barty rum hot chocolate in massive amounts, I would go with Barty rum hot chocolate. It's just got a little bit extra that is nicer. Yeah, there's no way. I'd say for me, the Barty rum hot chocolates are yeah worth going for on their own on that. So loads of stuff there again at Wills. If I have missed any in Pembroke, please do send them to me and I will pop them up. So a few other things further afield then and a bit more kind of variety and what have you. So Lockie's, if you don't know Lockie's in Pentlepoir, really, really good. So you've got Lockie's, you've got Dragon Palace, and you've got Umi's in Tembe, all kind of same people, different types of menus, but that kind of Korean, Japanese, Southeast Asian kind of vibe going on. Really, really nice stuff. Um, so you can tell you're on a quality menu because you haven't got a starter, you've got an amuse bouche, and then you've got a starter. So you know where you're coming from with this. So set menu, three courses, 45 quid each on that. Trust me, it is worth it. I've been here a couple of times. Really, really nice. Um, you might have to kind of pause and zoom in on some of these, but what I will say on this is oyster glazed turkey sounds a little strange, but that oyster just gives it a little bit more something. It's a bit different. It's a little bit different to what it would normally be. And they've usually got some amazing desserts. So let's see what we've got in desserts. Purple yam and biscoff blondie, peach and lemon meringue. Yeah, matcha tiramisu. Oh my look. I might just skip the main and have three courses of matcha tiramisu. That might be my go-to. Again, absolutely cracking place to go there with Lockie's. So Penally Abbey haven't necessarily given us a menu. But what we're seeing a lot of this year is like the afternoon tea kind of a thing. For it used to be what ladies what to lunch for ladies what to lunch, but this is crack, especially if you want to like your mum, your nan's, a little something before Christmas as a bit of a Christmas treat, something like that. Or you want to have a bit of a get together, but you don't want to go for the full on meal. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. So this is ideal for that. And there's quite a few of those. You do have to order them and what have you, but they are it's basically sandwiches, cakes, bit of beer, lovely jubbly. £35 a set per person, sitting at 1:30 and 3:30. Booking is essential. This is quite limited, but because they start, I think these are the ones they're not doing it every day. It's worth giving them a buzz just to check out availability on this. So it's starting this week. So yeah, and it's Penally Abbey. So you've got the log fire, particularly, we'll talk about snow in a moment, but the log fire, the old stuff, that traditional Christmas feel, it's yeah, that's a good option there on that one. So this is a similar theme on the um afternoon tea. So this is what's being called the Jolly Platter. This is down at Randall's, which is in the Dolphin Hotel in Pembroke Dock. Um, so basically, I think there was. If you go onto their Facebook page, you'll see the setup of it. You'll see the thing. So it's basically like a pick and mix on your table. Pigs in blankets, brie wedges, roast potatoes, stuffing balls, lots of little nibbly bits in your make and do what have you. So sharing a board, 25 quid each, four people. Um, yeah, again, it's that kind of in between. You know how brunch is kind of halfway between breakfast and lunch? Well, this is kind of like that. I don't know, in between having a packet of crisps and having a full-on meal. It's that little bit. It's a really good setup to get you ready if you're going out for the night or something like that. So yeah, well worth trying on that one. So Lanamore. So Lanamore is at the coast in Saundersfoot. So on the second Saundersfoot beach, the way they did the redevelopment and what have you. So this is their Christmas party menu. So welcome snack. See, this is the difference. Where at Lockheed's you had the moose booth. Here you have a welcome snack. Read into that what you will. Um, so starters and mains again, similar kind of thing, but their fish option is a skate. So served with all the trimmings, all of that kind of stuff, and then Christmas pudding, miso salted caramel Alfredo. Maybe. Oh, no, don't know what that is, but let's have a crack on that. Um, Prices you can see there again. These guys have got a very, very good reputation for doing these sorts of things. Haven't been there, haven't eaten there, but really good reputation. You know that if you're going there, you are going to have something which is special for Christmas. So if you're looking to impress someone, this is the place to take them. Grove in Narberth. So this is one of the offers that they've got on now. So this is, your typical afternoon tea at Grove in Narberth. Well worth having a look. It's now this would be somewhere where I would take my Auntie Carol if I was available to, because this is right up her kind of street on that. Snacks, cakes. It's just a really, really nice place to be there as well. So that's the Grove in Narberth. Beggars Reach, a little bit closer back home. And this, I wanted to find a couple of places that were doing Christmas parties. I don't know if you maybe we do this as part of I Remember, but we used to do Christmas parties and it was massive. And it's really difficult to find places doing Christmas parties now. Really find difficult to find people to go to them. But anyway, so two-course menu, music, lots of memories. Full list there of when they're doing their Christmas parties. Um, I think on their Facebook page it said about how much a ticket was, but basically you book a table, five or six of you, and you have your little mini Christmas party, but there's lots of other people around on each of the tables having their mini Christmas parties. Ideal if you've got a small office, if you've got maybe a family that maybe you don't see very often and you just want to have that Christmas get together. Something like that, your group of friends. I've done it with groups of friends in the past as well. Friends don't see very often, don't get to catch up with very often. I'll tend to have a Christmas kind of catch up and go to one of these. So yeah, booking details again there at Beggars Reach. So I've also got their menu. So obviously they do their standard menu through the day. So we've got the usual sorts of things as well. I thought, I think this is the menu to go with this is their two course. Yeah. So on the menu, we've got turkey, we've got beef, salmon fillet. Um, yeah, it's your usual sort of stuff. There's nothing there which is particularly wild, but if you go in there, you're going because it's a party and you're gonna have a good night. So, and the one thing I do know about Beggars Reach parties is they are always a good night because it's so far away. It's you're out of the way, you're off the beaten track. It's a bit more you've got to make the effort because you're there for the night. You could if you're bored for 5 minutes, you can't nip into town, you know. You're there for the night, so you do tend to make the most of it on that one. Yeah. I like the sound of this one. Christmas party on Friday the 26th, the Boxing Day party. I quite kind of like the vibe there, because I tend to spend most Boxing Days sat in front of the telly going, oh, good Lord. We'll tend to go out for a walk. We'll go and see the mother-in-law, and then we'll be kind of like just sit there and go, "Holy cow!" So going to a party, yeah, that sounds like a good thing to me. So that's the menu as well, and I think this is the tradition, the normal menu as well. Um, or have I just taken that from somewhere else? Do you know what? Just ignore that. May well be for them, or it may be something that got copied and pasted from somewhere else. And this is the bit that winds me up about stuff on Facebook where they don't actually put their who it's from or where it's from. There was a menu that I did see somewhere, and they'd really gone to town on it. Um, but it didn't say who it was. So there was obviously lots of people sharing it, going, "This is great, this is fantastic," but there was nothing attached to it saying who which restaurant that menu was from, which cafe that menu was from, and how you could go to it, or did you need to book or anything like that. So yeah, ignore that one. Um, so this one as well. This is down at the Helm in Pembroke Dock. Um, so I think I may be wrong, but I think this is part of a reopening kind of celebration. I may be wrong on that, but it's a big do charity Christmas tie event. This is on the 5th of December at the Helm in Pembroke Dock. £30 per person, live band, blah 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 blah. Phone number down the bottom there to book. There's auctions, there's a Christmas carvery. It's all in aid of Megan Starr. Sounds like a fantastic thing to go to. Again, ideal kind of setup if you've got a couple of you in the office that need to go out somewhere for an evening. So this is Jan's. So Jan's, this is kind of Tenby way, in between Tenby and Saundersfoot. It's actually in the caravan park out there. But it's really good. And the bit that I like about this is there's lots of stuff here which is a little bit different. So uh cheese and charcuterie board again. That's very much on theme with where we are. Mushrooms on toast with blue cheese, port, and cranberry. That's just starters. Do you know what I mean? Um, yeah, so festive burgers, festive fish pies, all of those kind of things. Um, it's I would say that this is a really good option if you've got a bigger family, if you want to have a bigger family get together. This is a good place to go. Go onto their Facebook page. You've got loads more information on how to book on their Facebook page there as well. So this is Bubbleton Farm. You see, I've done it at the top again. When you download their menu, you just get this bit that says Christmas on the farm. Then you've got to spend an hour going back through trying to remember where you did it from. So this is an ideal midweek snack. Nipping out for lunch, red nose pancakes, naughty elves bagel, Boxing Day omelette, turkey, pigs in blanket, spinach, finished with sriracha mayonnaise and crispy onions served with sprout apple and walnuts. Oh, you know, we're talking good stuff here, people. We're talking good stuff. Um, well worth nipping out if you've got a chance to. So Bubbleton are on the back road to Tenby. Well worth nipping out and stopping it in there if you're looking at it. Blackpool Mill again. Now, this, if you really want to impress somebody, if you're really looking to take someone to the next level and go, do you know what? I really like you, and I really value what you've done. This is where you would take your mother. This is where you would take your fiance, maybe your girlfriend if you want her to become your fiance, maybe your fiance if you wanted to become your wife. Speaking from a male point of view, there, of course, but this is the sort of place where you take somebody and go, do you know what? I really appreciate what you do, and I'm willing to push the boat out a little bit more to impress you because I really want to thank you. So, mother and mother-in-law went here last year for this. So, yeah, so it's a festive afternoon tea. Loads of really nice stuff. Great people out there. If you don't know where Blackpool Mill is, it's part of Bluestone, but it's not in Bluestone. So you head out to Carew, swing left at Carew, head all the way out, go past Oakwood, past Bluestone, and then as you go down the hill, you're heading towards the A40. There's a road on your left, in on that road on the left, and then it's situated on the right. It's actually as the name suggests, it's a mill, so it's on the side of the river. And I've seen a couple of photos of it in the snow, and you just go, you know, yes, book me in for that one. Thank you very much. So this is it's a really nice one. So I've not got the menu there again, but it is an afternoon tea, and you can go onto their website or through their Facebook page on that one. So a couple of other basics, Jolly Sailor. Now we tend to think of the Jolly Sailor as the summer bit, sitting down on the side of the water, bag of chips, watching the sunset, all of those kind of things. Um, but really, really good restaurant that goes with it all year round as well. So yeah, I mean, starters, breaded chicken fillets in a barbecue sauce, butternut squash and sea soup, they're nice. So then you got your traditional turkey, blah, 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 blah. Anything on there which is any different. Thai green turkey curry. If you sometimes you've got to change it around. And this is a bit they don't get this in England that much. They don't understand it half and half. I have seen it mentioned, but it's just not. They don't fully understand why you'd go half and half. But so yeah, loads of great things. And then dessert. This I think this is where you kind of find out the thing raspberry gin cheesecake. Now that to me sounds nice. And then traditional mature cheddar and Stilton cheeses with biscuits. I'm maybe it's because I'm getting older, but the idea of a cheese board now as dessert is starting to grow on me. And I don't know why, but I think because I'm nearly 50, I think that's the issue. And I think once you get to 50, that's you just head on to, and if it's got alcohol in it as well, well, so much the better. So, prices down the bottom there, you can book on the email and the phone number there as well. And I think that is it for my Christmas menus. There are loads of others. So I'm doing the Tenby one, I'm doing Arthur West one, I'm doing a Fishguard one, a St. David's one. So there's lots of other. If you fancy going a bit further afield, then do please have a look at them. But for Pembroke, in and around Pembroke, that for me is it. Fantastic. Okay, let's go and have a look at some Christmas memories. I say Christmas memories. It's snow memories is what I mean. Snow memories, and it's. I mean, when did it last snow in November? Because I can't find a record of snow in November in Pembroke. Um, I can remember. I think it was 1982 when I was living in the dock at the time, and it snowed during. It must have been December. It must have been like the Christmas holidays. I remember my mum going out. The thing that I remember about that you kids won't understand this now was going out to get food with my mum and what have you, and all the alarms going off in shops because it got so cold that the alarms had just gone off and they couldn't be turned off or whatever it was. But I remember walking down Diamond Street in Pembroke Dock and there was like four or five alarms going off, and you're like, what's going on? Like, it was we just weren't set up for it then. I think we were probably more prepared this year for it. Be fair to the council that the days of gritting every road in town are long, long gone. That went at the end of austerity and what have you, or at the start of austerity in 2010, probably before, in all honesty. Um, but yeah, there's now here's something just aside from snow for a second. So I make a point of buying myself a couple of bags of rock salt every year, and I just leave them out the front. Um, so that when we get days like it wasn't necessarily the Tuesday where the snow fell, like the Wednesday after where it had kind of started to melt, and then it froze again overnight, and then in the morning it was like bloody ice rink at the front of my place because the sun never really gets to it and it gets compacted and then it froze. It was a whole load of black ice. But I was lucky I had my rock salt. And there we go. And I leave it out the front. And if anyone is struggling in the street, they can just come and take some and chuck it outside there. So where you go. Um, but I'm the only one in my street that does it. And I don't know why more of us don't prepare ourselves and go, let's get some rock salt. Um, it's a weird one because you've got to know when to put it down and when to not. And as cars drive over it, it activates it a bit more and it spreads it a bit more. And you carry it a little bit in your tires. So as you're driving over the ice, it's little bits are falling off and stuff like that. Um, just makes sense to me to just if everyone in every street bought one bag of rock salt and we just kind of left it out the front, we could grit our streets in a matter of 5, 10 minutes. That's the world we're in. Yeah, and I know some of you will be sitting there going, "Why do we have to? That's a council's job." So it's not the council's job anymore. It's our job to keep ourselves safe. So yeah. Um. Anyway, that's to the side of that. I'm just remembering there've been a couple of years where we've had. I remember one year we had snow really, really late. It came like Easter time, in March sort of time. But I remember a couple of years ago, the kids must have been 8, 9, 10 or whatever. Um, and it started snowing at night, bedtime. It was getting dark and it was like, yeah, you really should be going to bed. But it's going to snow and it's probably going to melt tomorrow or it will. And I remember having to switch on all the lights in the back of the house so that the kids could go in the garden and build a snowman um, and play snowballs and all of that kind of thing. And I think those are the bits that memories are made of. Those are the bits that you do look at and you go, yeah, that's what snow is there. There's never a right amount of snow. There's never a right. I remember going up the Preseli's one year with friends and buying a sledge, which still in the garage now. Very handy for moving plants around through summer. But yeah, taking sledges up to the Preseli Hills. So my little one, she's 16 now, so she must have been about 2 or 3 when we had the snow then. And we don't really have a snow hill in Pembroke or Pembroke Dock, really. Um, there's nowhere which is kind of like open and accessible where is on a slope. There are a couple of places which are obviously on a slope, but not accessible. There are a couple of places which are accessible and very, very flat. But yeah, it's a shame we haven't got somewhere which is a bit more slopey. If you're a farmer and you're in around the outsides of Pembroke, this is absolute God's honest truth now, right? So when the kids were small and we went up the Brisellis, you had to walk through this farmer's yard, and it was on a farm field. And the farmer did not charge, but he left a, a thing there, a secure box, and he said, "If you'd like to say thank you, please pop something in here." And the first time you go, you kind of go, well, I didn't really bring any money with me. Second day we went, yeah, you made sure you brought a few coins and all of that kind of. So you became conditioned to it that if I'm going again, I'm just going to say thank you because I'm making memories with my kids, and those memories are going to stick with them for a lifetime. And do I value that? Yes, I absolutely do. Here's a couple of quid. Um, so yeah, it's well, if you're a farmer around the outside of Pembroke and you've got a slopey hill, trust me, just put a box in and say, look, a pound for each person, go knock your socks off. You're not going to do anything with that slopey field. Everyone's entirely at their own risk. Somebody will get injured, guarantee it, every single time. But that's life. That's memories, isn't it? So yeah, I just wanted to again share that on social. Share with me your memories of what it was. It must have been 82, 83. If you were in Pembroke, 82, 83. Obviously the summer of 76. I was too young, 76. And then it must have been a couple of years 10, 15 years ago, where we had a decent amount of snowfall. I think, looking at the weather forecast, so I look at long range weather forecasts and polar vortex and all of this kind of stuff. If things continue the way they are, we may well be in for a very, very long, cold winter. But I will back that up with they said that last year as well. It's just the way the winter stuff moves. We talk about the weather systems way up in the atmosphere that kind of control what happens down there, and they're so volatile that they can switch from -10 to +10 in a matter of 2 days. So yeah, that again, that never used to happen. So share with me your memories of snow in Pembroke. Where did you used to go? Where did you used to build the snowmen? Where did you used to have um snowball fights? And how good were they? We must have gone. I suppose going to Pembroke School, going up to the school would have been too far. I never went from Pembroke Dock up snowboarding and well, snowboarding. I never took a sledge from Pembroke Dock up to the school, even though it's walkable, it's drivable. So there must be somewhere. Tell me where to go. Tell me where you used to go, and what did you used to do? Who did you used to throw snowballs at? I would love to hear your stories on that one. Okay, let's do a little bit of a chatty bit. Again, a festive one. Let's do some chatty bits. So, chatty bit for this week then is, we're moving into that festive period and whatever. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice if we had a Christmas song for Pembroke? So, and then I started racking my brains, saying, all right, okay, what song would kind of mean something to Pembroke? When I was a wee lad and you'd go out at Christmas and like every place you'd go would have like their song that they would put on. Or that would be the end of a disco in a certain place, or the end of the night in a certain place, would have a certain song, and that would be all the way through the year. And then you'd move into Christmas time. So yeah, so you'd get that bit at the end of that, and you'd know where you. And I thought, it would be nice to have a song that everyone in Pembroke played, and that was like our signature song. So I thought like maybe um, Jonah Lowy Send the Cavalry. It's not, it wasn't really that song wasn't a Christmas song. It was a war protest song. Um, because it's got a couple of lines in about that. Then it was the and with the whole there's history around the siege of the castle and breaking the siege and sending the cavalry, all of that. So maybe that kind of ties in on them. So yeah, just wanted to open it up to you guys about let's nominate a song for Pembroke, and it doesn't need to be a particularly well known song. When you start looking at stuff on the internet, look on the internet, and there's loads of like really really great songs that are not famous for one reason or another. But I just thought it'd be great to have a Pembroke song, and this would be our Pembroke song for Christmas, and then yeah, we could do that right the way through the year. So that was going to be my chatty bit for today. There's like I was going to rack through a whole load of songs, but I can't think of many that would have relevance to Pembroke. So I'm looking for something that's got, a castle. I doubt we're going to get many Christmas songs about the oil refinery. I'll be honest with you, but maybe down the river. But Winter's Tale is about a river. You've also got there's a Queen song called Winter's Tale, which isn't really a Christmas song, but it got released at Christmas and it was a Christmassy video, so it got turned into a Christmas song, and that's about kind of looking out over a lake. It's actually looking out over Lake Geneva, but we could pretend, looking out over Mill Pond or Castle Pond, and swans and beautiful colours and all of this kind of stuff. So yeah, let's have your nominations. Let's pick and choose one, and we'll make it our Pembroke Christmas song, and let's see how far we get with that one. Okay, so I'm quickly just going to touch on Wouldn't It Be Nice? I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Wouldn't It Be Nice this year, but this will probably be in the next one as our memories. Wouldn't it be nice to have a town New Year's celebration again? It used to be around the clock, but then the pubs were full. The pubs were full. You used to have to buy tickets to go into pubs, and then you'd all come out at midnight. A couple of people would have a fight, block all the roads, block all the traffic. Bells would go. You go back in. You carry on drinking. You'd come back out about 2 o'clock and have another fight. So, but wouldn't it be nice to just have a town New Year's celebration, whether it's New Year's Eve and when the clock chimes, or whether it's New Year's Day and we do something on New Year's Day. But yeah, again, I'm going to put the post out on socials. Send me your ideas for a New Year's celebration in Pembroke. What can we do? How can we do it, and how can we get everybody involved? I think that's the key bit is getting lots and lots of people involved because that's where town and community really kind of builds itself and grows. So what can we do? New Year's town celebration. How do we do it? And let's go forward from there. Okay, let's quickly finish off with some sport. So we will start as we normally do with rugby. So this is, I know there's no Pembroke interest in this one, but it's more of, there was rugby happening. Pembrokeshire Cup happened not this weekend, weekend before, where the Quins beat Haverfordwest 14-12. Really good game by all accounts. And then this weekend, Fishguard had a walkover against Abereyron after having a walkover against Langham in the first round. Narberth beat St David's. So that means that the semi-final of the Pembrokeshire Cup to be played by 31st of March. Quins versus Tenby, Abereyron versus Narberth there. Okay, so let's have a little lucky Division 4. So results over the last couple of weeks. So on the weekend of the 15th, Pembroke beat St David's 35-19. And which is strange because the week before they lost to the Dragon Emland. Newcastle Emlyn Dragons 35-19 as well. So a decent win, yeah, but it is St David's. Where does that leave us in the table? Still in third, 1 point behind the Quins. I think this is the difficulty. Only one team is going to go up out of this league. And Pontevedra sitting in 10 points ahead of Pembroke, 9 points ahead of the Quins. Fixtures cover. So we've looked at fixtures before coming into Christmas. It's a little bit sparse on that. So no fixture for Pembroke now until the 13th of December. So 2 weeks off. Yeah, 2 weeks off. And then it's Tenby Athletic at home. And then the big one on the 20th away at the Quins on that. Okay, let's have a little looky at some football. Boom, 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 boom. We'll just scroll down to the Pembrokeshire League. So results over the last couple of weeks then. I think, yeah, we did that one. We did the one for the 8th of November because Swifts beat Penn Robbins. Yeah. So again, lots of games affected by the weather last weekend, but Hakin and Monkton Swifts did go ahead. So Swifts lost 4-1 at Hakin United. Fixtures for this week. Swifts travel to Carew. That should be a comfortable win there. Yeah, and that's kind of our well. Is that a local derby? I suppose it's a local-ish derby. Swifts against Carew because we do usually carry the Carew scores as well. But Carew actually moved off the bottom of the table and replaced by Kilgetty. But yeah, how did that happen? Where did Carew pick up points where Kilgetty didn't? There, with that 1-1 draw. Anyway, let's have a look into Division 2. Division 2. So again, no real interest there. Carew Reserves lost 2-0 away in Neyland. It's going to be like this now for the kind of over this time of the year, it is very hit and miss. Um, this weekend, coming the 29th, we've got Monkton Swift reserves against Carew reserves. I think that's the limit of our interest there. Into Division 3. So results again. Yeah, there's nothing there. No games for us there to concern ourselves with. I mean, if results wise, it is Pembroke Borough, but a decent win, 8-2 against Letterston, and the Robin seconds lost 4-0 at Tenby on that one, but nothing in terms of fixtures for us to worry about. Division 4 is where it tends a little bit more interest. So Angle turned it on against Johnston seconds, winning 9-0 at home. I think there must have been a bit of a chill in the air. And the Angle pitch is actually it's at sea level basically, so it would have been in good nick. So yeah, 9-0 against Johnson seconds, an excellent win there. Manorbier 4-2 winners against Neyland reserves. Um, yeah, and St Florence won 4-0 in Newport. So decent wins all round. Angle this weekend will host Newport Tigers. But St Florence hosts Johnston Seconds, and that is about it for us on that. And Division 5, yeah, sparse games, barely any games going on in Division 5, but fixtures for this weekend. So Loreni Reserves will host Kilgetty Thirds. And yep, that is it for all of the sport on that one. So if you have got any other sport going on, by all means, do drop us a line and we will put that out there for you with netball, hockey, swimming, um, lots of indoor stuff going on. So, yeah, do drop us a line and let us know what's going on with that. So, just before I finish up, just to thank you for your time and attention. As always, if you could like and subscribe to our YouTube channel would be a massive benefit to it. Like us on our social medias. We'll keep trying to post stuff that's going on in and around the town. And if you would like to come and join us and be a part of our presenting team, I would love to have you on board. Just drop me a line, ilovetown@gmail.com, and we can get you on from there. So the plan over Christmas, I'll probably do one more between now and Christmas, where we'll look at whether we've got any New Year's Eve parties. So that'll be more of a pub orientated kind of a festive guide. And then we'll have a bit of a break over Christmas and we'll be back at some point later in the new year. If you know of anybody that you think would be great to have on here, please do let them know, let me know. Thank you for all of your sharing. Thank you for your comments. It's been much appreciated. Fingers crossed the barrier should be active again this week on Castle Pond. So there'll be lots of conversation around that going as well. So, yeah. Other than that, I'm all done and I shall see you again next week. And in the meantime, let's make Pembroke proud. All the best.